TV News. I'm Elisha Aldrich with this week's news. The federal government sprang back to life last Thursday after Congress finally passed legislation to end the 16-day shutdown. Thousands of furloughed workers across the nation were able to go back to their jobs and tourist spots reopened to the public. Tourists were once again able to visit the Charlestown Navy Yard, home to one of the world's oldest commissioned warships, the USS Constitution. Workers swarmed into 26 Federal Plaza in Lower Manhattan, eager to get back to work and get back to being paid. Among those returning were those to the Environmental Protection Agency. They had none of them Vice President Joe Biden show up to bring them muffins. As the muffins were passed out, he greeted returning workers with handshakes and hugs. While most agencies are back to work, not everything was back up and running smoothly. In Chicago, those heading to the IRS were turned away unless making a payment. It took several days before the office was back up and running. It will take a while for the Obama administration can tally up the shutdown. Though Paul Edelstein and Doug Handler of the IHS Global Insight, an economic research firm, have given an estimate. They predict that the 3-week shutdown will cost the U.S. economy over $3 billion. All that is known now is that the government is finally booted back up, and hopefully we can learn from the past mistakes. Nearly every student on campus has been affected by the recent power outages here at RIC. From resident students who lost power in their homes, to the media center who had thousands of dollars of equipment at risk, to professors trying to rearrange classes. What we know now is that on Tuesday, October 8th at about 12:30 a.m., power outages were noticed between Clark Science and the tennis courts. The issues were thought to be fixed, but when another line was turned on, another line blew between the Clark Science building again and the electrical crib. On October 9th, a new company that specializes in high-voltage electricity lines was hired to fix the issue. They had to order a new wire from Boston to fix it, but the new wire was not able to be delivered until October 10th. The installation began as soon as the wire arrived and continued into October 11th. On the evening of the 12th, the residence halls, Horace Mann, and Craig Lee were put back onto full power, with everything reported to be fixed by the 13th. However, reports now have the Media Center, Donovan Dining Center, and the Cafe losing power on Saturday, October 19th, on and off over a 2-hour period. As of Sunday night, the dorms are back on generator power. While at present these outages have not been explained, we will continue to update you as information rolls in. Ever since Lincoln Chafee announced he would not be seeking another term as the governor of Rhode Island, names have popped up on the Democratic side to fill his seat. One such name is Clay Pell. Mr. Pell is the grandson of the late U.S. Senator Claiborne Pell, who brought us Pell Grants, and is a Coast Guard Reserve officer. Pell is currently posted in the U.S. Department of Education as the Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Office of International and Foreign Language Education. The field of possible candidates for the 2014 election also includes Democrat Mayor Angel Taveras of Providence, Democrat Rhode Island General Treasurer Gina Raimondo, and Republican Mayor Alan Fung of Cranston, and Moderate Party founder Ken Block. I'm Elisha Aldrich, and this is the Anchor TV News. Now on to sports with Jared Ware.
Unfortunately, we have to lead in with some bad news from this weekend's sports. The New England Patriots went on the road to MetLife Stadium and were saddled with a 30-27 overtime loss to the New York Jets, but the rivalry showdown was not without controversy. After the Pats' initial overtime drive yielded no score, the Jets put together a meticulous drive that culminated in a missed 56-yard field goal from Nick Folk, but a personal foul flag on the Patriots handed the Jets an all-important lifeline. Folk would go on to hit the ensuing 42-yard field goal for the win. The controversial personal foul falls under a new rule put into the NFL rulebook this past offseason. Rule number 913, Part 2 states, players cannot push teammates on the line of scrimmage into the offensive formation. Video replays show undrafted defensive lineman Chris Jones pushing a teammate from behind into the Jets' long snapper. The game did mark the return of Rob Gronkowski from his nagging forearm injury. The fourth-year tight end was fitted with a high-tech arm pad, but that did not hold him back from reeling in 8 catches for 114 yards. Tom Brady was held without a passing touchdown for the second time this season. The Pats with the loss dropped to 5-2 on the season and will be home next weekend hosting the Miami Dolphins in AFC East play. In better New England sports news, the Boston Red Sox closed out the American League Championship Series and clinched a return to the World Series with a comeback 5-2 victory over the Detroit Tigers. The Sox took an early lead 1-0, but were pegged back after a Victor Martinez two-run single in the top of the sixth off Boston reliever Franklin Morales. Pulled from the game with a lead for the second time this series, Detroit ace Max Scherzer could only look on and watch as his bullpen blew a lead in grand fashion. In Game 2, it was David Ortiz off Joaquin Benoit. On this occasion, it was the flying Hawaiian Shane Victorino clearing the loaded base pass with a dinger off Jose Veras. Junichi Tazawa picked up the win with Koji Uehara earning more high fives after coming in to pick up the crucial save. World Series Game 1 between the Sox and the St. Louis Cardinals is scheduled for Wednesday night with the first pitch at Fenway set for 8:07. John Lester will get the start for the home side with the Cards rolling out Adam Wainwright. And finally, the Boston Bruins thrashed the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-0 in the Tampa Bay Times Forum on Saturday night. David Krejci opened up the scoring in the first period, one-timing home a centering pass from linemate Milan Lucic. Adam McQuaid, Patrice Bergeron, Chris Kelly, and Sean Thornton would all go on to light the lamp, with Tuukka Rask keeping out all 23 of the Lightning's efforts to earn a shutout. I'm Jared Ware, and that was your Anchor TV Sports Update. Now let's send it back to the desk and Elisha K. Aldrich.
Thanks, Jared. Now on to entertainment with Brett Poirier.
Thanks, Elisha. According to E! News, a book from scratch inside the Food Network by Alan Salkins shed hilariously sad light on the life and times of Guy Fieri. Apparently, he got paid $100,000 by hedge fund billionaire Stephen A. Cohen to be a friend for the day. After the day, the two men became friendly, and Cohen's favorite hot dog stand, Super Duper Weenie, miraculously appeared on Guy's show Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. The two deny the story, but really? Even better than this is the story of Food Network stars Rachel Ray and Mark Summers, who took a strip club trip to Cleveland. In this trip, celebrity chef Mario Bertoli bought the two 25 shots and sent over lap dances. Rachel Ray was reportedly so hungover the next day she forgot to explain details of her recipes. Rachel's next show should be called How to Get Drunk in Less Than 30 Minutes. A study by the American Society for Reproductive Medicine says that bacon is bad for your semen. So all you bacon-eating carnivores out there, stop. However, fish is the steroids for your sperm and gives you a higher sperm count as well as faster reproductive sperm. And we all know the better the competition, the better the results. And of course, you've heard about pineapple. So if you want the ultimate money shot, eat more fish and pineapple, kids. In other news, CeeLo Green, who is 39 and whose real name is Thomas Calloway, was charged with drug charges after he was accused of sexually assaulting a woman. The woman accused the Voice judge of slipping ecstasy in her drink, and that the next thing she remembered was that she was naked in his bed. The LAPD dropped the sexual assault charge on account of lack of evidence. However, he was charged with possession of ecstasy. The Voice said he is not losing his job because of the incident. Coincidentally, he is not involved with the next season. I am hoping he at least told the girl she is a beautiful creature and that they belong together. That would put me in ecstasy. I'm Brett Poirier, and that was this week's Anchor TV News.